Coming up on this hour of Chris 6 Sunrise, the Texas House has passed the Republican-led redistricting maps. But what about the other states like California? Scripps News Group's Joe St. George will join us with the very latest. Plus,
a new federal policy has made its way to Corpus Christi. I'm Michaela Chavez on the south side with a look at what services are changing and how it's impacting people who primarily speak another language.
A historic piece of Beeville gets an upgrade.
The Rialto has always been a very vibrant part of downtown Beeville.
I'm Adam Bean with your look inside and how neighbors can help.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Oh, we're almost there. I can almost taste the weekend. It's a Thursday. We call it Friday Junior around here, but we got to find out what the forecast it has in store because I have a little bit of housework to do, and I want to enjoy the beach a little bit. Julia, how's it going to look?
It may not be looking super promising for beach plans or maybe some outdoor activities either. This depends. Maybe you want to do early in the morning. Well, it's kind of hard with our schedule, so never mind. Not that it's for us at least. But we'll go ahead and get into our forecast coming up in just a bit. But right now, let's go and take a look at our traffic flow maps, see what you can expect on roadways heading out the door for the start of your Thursday morning. Heading on Ocean Drive and on SPID, as well as on Saratoga. All three of those roadways are moving well for you this morning with those shades of green, of course, indicating that traffic flow is moving smoothly. Heading on over towards Flower Bluff, same thing heading on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. No traffic issues on those two roadways. And as per usual, each and every morning, just a little bit slower speed that you're going to encounter as you get closer towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi. Then heading on to the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island, also looking at pretty easy driving conditions with no traffic issues if you're going to be heading in that direction either this morning. More details in your forecast coming in the next few minutes.
Julia, thank you so much. We're going to check back in with you in just a bit, but first we have some state news. The Texas House has passed the Republican-led redistricting bill that would give GOP as many as 5 new seats taken away from the Democrats. The move follows a 2-week standoff when Democrats left the state to block the measure. They blasted the bill as a gerrymandering power grab that weakens non-white voters' influences. But hey, Republicans argue the new maps strengthen their political chances. The bill now heads the Senate. Once approved by the Senate, Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign it into law. Scripps News Group's Joe St. George will join us at 6:12 with the very latest.
A federal judge has ruled that several Texas schools do not need to comply with the new state law requiring the 10 Commandments to be displayed in classrooms. The decision comes less than 2 weeks before the new law is set to take effect. The measure, signed by Governor Greg Abbott, required schools to post large copies of one specific English version of the commandments. Families of various faiths sued, arguing the law violates the First Amendment. The judge agreed, saying the measure favors Christianity over other religions. Attorney General Ken Paxton made a statement following the ruling, stating that he will be appealing what he's calling a flawed decision.
Well, parents on the city's south side say a new traffic pattern along Yorktown near Creekside Elementary and Lexington Middle School, it's making it hard to drop off kids, making it a headache in that area. Parents say traffic used to flow pretty smoothly until a new one-way sign was posted on Oso Parkway. The sign reads, "No right turns" onto Oso Parkway on school days from 7:15 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. and 2:45 p.m. to 4:45 p.m.
I think there's some issues because it wasn't communicated very well from the schools to the parents. Now, we don't have that ability to communicate to them that way.
City officials say the change was made to improve safety and reduce congestion in that area. Neighborhood News reporter Tony Jaramillo reached out to CCISD, who referred him to the city for any questions related to traffic in that area.
Nueces County is now under a burn ban. The ban will be in effect for 90 days unless rescinded by the county judge. It prohibits all outdoor burning, including beach fires. Household trash burning is allowed if trash pickup is not available. Violators could be fined up to $500. In Corpus Christi, police are investigating a shooting that happened on the west side. It happened Wednesday evening just before 6 on Air Street. CCPD is not sure what led up to the shooting, but they did tell us one person was taken into custody. 2 people were injured. They were taken to the hospital and they're expected to be okay.
They didn't want the theater to fall into ruin because of its historic significance.
That was the driving force for many in Beeville, including Mark Parsons. In October of last year, the city council approved $175,000 towards the renovation efforts. Months later, I headed to Beeville to meet up with Parsons and see the renovations up close for myself. Originally, the hope was for a 2025 completion, but some of the larger projects within the theater have caused some setbacks. Despite some minor delays, Parsons says they're optimistic for completion right in time for the new year.
Renovation staff are looking for volunteers to assist with cleanup of the theater on Saturday. To learn more, click onto our website at christv.com. Reporting in Beeville, I'm your neighborhood news reporter Adam Beam for Chris 6 News.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Thursday. We are one step closer towards that weekend, and along with that, we got an increase in our rain chances beginning today that's going to lead towards this weekend and perhaps even to the early part of next week. That's all going to be tied towards a frontal boundary that's slowly approaching us here in South Texas. It's going to feed towards our increasing rain chances again beginning today, and a bit of a small cool down that will happen over this weekend with our temperatures finally going slightly below average. We'll still be in the 90s, but it's a bit of a break that we'll be expecting during that time. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our Doppler radar. We can see things are quiet for now, not much of any shower activity happening heading out the door as you start your Thursday morning, but those showers will be coming as we head towards this afternoon, and in a pretty intense fashion potentially as well, with some scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be potentially active in the forecast and throughout some of our neighborhoods during the afternoon heading towards the early evening hours. But again, waking up towards quiet conditions, no rainfall, just temperatures reaching into those mid to upper 70s to lower 80s for areas that are along the coast, so things are feeling fairly comfortable-ish, and still muggy and humid either way, but again, those lower temperatures that will slowly increase as we head towards this afternoon, eventually reaching into those lower 90s by midday. Also looking at some mostly sunny skies during the morning and heading towards the afternoon in areas that are not experiencing those rain showers just quite yet. You'll see ample sunshine, but as that shower activity begins to approach neighborhoods, we'll start to see more cloud cover begin to build, and then of course along with that, those showers will begin throughout the afternoon heading towards the early evening hours as well. Looking at our rain chances over the next 24 hours, we'll see that especially for inland and northern neighborhoods, potentially more shower activity during between those 3 and maybe 5 up to 6 o'clock in the evening today. We'll see more active and scattered showers, maybe even numerous shower that will come on in. Again, rumbles of thunders will be possible. Thunderstorms will be active as well throughout the day, and then all of us will see a decrease in our rain chances that will be stray at best during the evening, heading into the overnight on towards your Friday morning too. Now, with those heavier downpours that will be possible in association with the shower activity that we will be seeing today, and some thunderstorms that will be coming in along with that, our excessive rainfall outlook for today will be under that level 1 out of 4, so that marginal risk of seeing maybe again some heavy rainfall that could maybe trigger a bit of an issue of maybe some flooding throughout some areas that may be more prone to that. Again, it's all going to be related towards those heavier downpours that may be possible later on today, and this is all going to be coming in thanks to this frontal boundary that's slowly making its way to us here in the coastal bend. It will become a cold front as it starts to approach nearby the Houston area, but it's not going to stay strong. It's not going to keep itself together, so we're not going to see huge impacts in terms of a drop in our temperatures. Those will happen for us over the weekend, but again, we'll still be maintaining those 90s. What's going to really be beneficial for us in our forecast from this frontal boundary coming into the area is an increase in our rain chances, also in association with that moisture that's still going to be flooding on into the area, along with the help of the afternoon sea breeze. All those 3 components really is helping us out with our rain chances today and tomorrow, and leading towards this weekend, even potentially to the early part of next week. But again, we will see a small dip in our temperatures coming in as well, thanks to this cold front coming nearby our area. We'll drop up below average until those low 90s.
Thank you so much, Julia. Coming up after the break, the redistricting battle continues, but not only in Texas. Scripps News Group's Joe St. George will join us with more on why California might not be a guarantee for the Democrats.
Welcome back, folks. The Texas House passed a Republican-led redistricting bill that could take as many as 5 U.S. House seats away from the Democrats and give them to the GOP. Meanwhile, in California, redistricting efforts are also taking place.
That is right. And to talk more on this, we're going to bring in Scripps News Group's Deputy Political Director, Joe St. George, the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, good morning, Joe. Can you tell us more on why California is not a sure thing for Democrats and what other states may be targeted?
Yeah, there's nothing mythical about what's going on in American politics these days. You know, for years, there was this effort to kind of make gerrymandering, redistricting look as though it was as nonpartisan as possible. But the gloves are off, and it's become full-on political. And Texas started this. The old expression, you know, a butterfly flapping its wings off the coast of Africa can trigger a hurricane somewhere in the Gulf. At least that's the old theory goes. You know, when Texas flapped its wings with redistricting, it really set off a domino effect. And there's multiple states now that could be subject to redistricting in the near future. Just to put a button on what's going on in Texas, the House passed it yesterday. We're expecting final approval in the Senate today. Governor Abbott could sign these maps by the end of the week, creating 5 more Republican-friendly districts in Texas going forward. That could make the difference in who controls the U.S. House of Representatives after next year's midterm elections. It makes a difference in who represents Texas and what's the voice of Texans in the U.S. Capitol potentially for years to come. California today expected to say not so fast and approve new maps of their own in Sacramento, the state capital there. This would counter what Texas is doing, creating more of a Democratic-friendly environment. But California is a little different than Texas. In Texas, the governor can sign this thing and it really be done. California's got to send this to voters for final approval. So there'll be a big special election this November. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, is already promising to campaign against this new map. He's the former Republican governor of California, after all. He's on social media wearing T-shirts saying, "Terminate gerrymandering." Guys, other states that could be wrapped up in all this redistricting: Indiana, Ohio, Missouri. They're starting to talk about it in Illinois and New York a bit more. Florida could be part of the conversation as well. So Texas has flapped its wings with all of this. And President Trump, though, very happy. He's on social media this morning praising the efforts of what Texas Republicans have done and are doing, guys.
Yeah, well, Joe, thank you so much for the information.
Appreciate you as always, sir. Looking forward to talking again very soon.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Thursday. Heading out the door, you're going to be greeted with some dry conditions for now here in the coastal bend. Rain showers are not going to be beginning just quite yet, mostly coming in later on this afternoon and throughout portions of the evening. And we'll also see our temperatures off to a bit of a warm start. Of course, it's still muggy and humid. It's going to be tied towards that moisture that's going to give us our rain chances later on in the day. But right now, let's go ahead and take a look at that Doppler radar loop here. We can see shower action is not quite here yet. Things are mostly dry for the start of your Thursday morning commute, thankfully. But again, temperatures reaching into those mid to upper 70s, maybe closer towards those lower 80s for areas nearby the coast, like Rockport over in the Bluff as well, sitting at 79 degrees, a little bit closer towards reaching the cusp of that 80-degree mark, hopefully probably in the next few minutes or so, or maybe the next hour. Looking at our hour-by-hour forecast, we're going to have mostly sunny skies throughout the morning and throughout portions heading towards the afternoon. But as that rain shower action starts to reach its way closer towards the coastal bend, as we get towards this afternoon, that's going to lead towards more cloud cover coming in. Either way, we'll still see our temperatures reaching at least towards those mid-90s, potentially reaching afternoon highs into those upper 90s as well. Take a look at Future Tracker. What's going to feed towards our rain chances is going to be a few things. We got this frontal boundary that's going to become a cold front approaching portions of northern Texas, nearby Dallas, maybe a little bit closer towards the Houston area later on. But all that is going to trigger our rain shower activity and thunderstorms that will be pretty active over the course of our afternoon to early evening hours. Things will start to wrap up, though, as you start to approach around late into the night tonight, into the overnight on your Thursday. Shower action will start to die down, but then we'll be in for a repeat of this beginning potentially early on our Friday morning and carrying on over towards the afternoon. A bit of a repeat of some heavy showers and downpours and some thunderstorms that will be possible heading towards the afternoon on your Friday as well. But looking at our rain chances just for today, again, it's going to start to ramp up a little bit after lunchtime over the course of our entire afternoon, heading towards this evening. Possible of looking at maybe widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially for inland and northern neighborhoods here in the coastal bend. So pretty promising rain chances on the way for us today. So a very different picture from what we experienced yesterday with a couple of those few showers that were very spotty at best for us. Now, in terms of those heavy downpours that will be possible in association with those thunderstorms and showers that will be passing through, we are under that marginal risk. That's level 1 out of 4 for excessive rainfall in the forecast for us today. But like I mentioned, there are a few factors that's going to tie towards our rain chances increasing for us today, tomorrow, and into the weekend, and potentially even into the early part of next week. It's going to come in again, like I mentioned, with that frontal boundary coming through, but also we'll have plenty of moisture gathering for us here in the coastal bend that will be lasting for us over the next few days heading into your weekend. And also with the help of the sea breeze, that's what's just going to keep those rain chances pretty consistent and daily for us since the past 2 days or so. And it's going to last ahead for us tomorrow into your weekend, and again, potentially even to the early part of next week, where even still isolated showers will still be possible in the forecast, as things will still be a bit dicey with that frontal boundary and maybe another one getting close by to us here in the coastal bend, still keeping us with those daily rain chances in the forecast for us here in South Texas. Now, another promising note is that frontal boundary is not only going to provide us with that increase in our rain chances today and for this upcoming weekend, but we'll slightly see a little of a decrease in our temperatures, reaching only into those lower 90s for us this weekend.
Julia, thank you so much. Timmins Ministries needs your help. Coming up after the break, what you can do to support those who help out the less fortunate. Welcome back, folks. With the escalating of prices in the economy, Timmins Ministries in Flower Bluff is facing a shortage. This is something it's never really seen before. The Ministries helps neighbors in need, and many families rely on their clothing donations. Now they're asking the community for help with those donations.
Some people come here and get an outfit. I see them leave, and they'll be in that same outfit for 3 days. And then finally they need to change, and they're going to take a shower, put their clothes in the trash, and get fresh clothes. And for them not to be able to get clothing and stuff, it's I can't imagine what they're going through.
Now, folks, you can donate Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon at their location on South Padre Island Drive.
Hey there, good morning, happy Thursday. Let's go ahead and get you that traffic flow to see what you can expect on those roadways for the start of your Thursday morning commute here. Heading on over towards downtown on Ocean Drive, down to SPID and on Saratoga. You see those shades of green, of course, indicating that you're in for pretty smooth and easy driving conditions on all three of those roadways for the start of your Thursday morning. Heading on over towards Flower Bluff, a little bit of a slight different story as you get a little bit closer towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi, as per usual, each and every morning, looking at a bit of a median speed as you leave and approach that area. So just make sure you're ready for a bit of a small slowdown heading in that direction. But on Water Road and on Flower Bluff Drive, you're going to be in for the most part for pretty easy and smooth driving conditions. Just a few splotches of yellow here indicating you might be in for some median speed throughout some of those roadways, but for the most part still moving pretty well. And then heading on to the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island, you're also looking at pretty easy driving conditions heading out the door to start your Thursday morning. More details on your weather forecast coming up in the next few minutes.
A new federal policy has made its way to Corpus Christi. I'm Michaela Chavez on the south side with a look at what services are changing and how it's impacting people who primarily speak another language.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Hey there, good morning, happy Thursday, and welcome back. So our forecast is going to begin to look a little bit more different heading towards this upcoming weekend. We've got an increase in our rain chances ahead for us today that's going to lead towards tomorrow into your Friday as well. And we got a small dip coming in our temperatures heading for your Friday and for this weekend. All this is going to be tied towards a frontal boundary that's approaching our area here in the coastal bend today. So it's going to tie towards a few changes in our forecast like I just mentioned. But let's go ahead and get you out the door with a few factors here in terms of what you can expect in today in your forecast. Again, we got lots of sunshine coming in this morning and as we head towards this afternoon, so we'll still see our temperatures reaching into those mid to upper 90s, but we will expect those afternoon showers and thunderstorms to begin to pop on up later on this afternoon and continue as we head throughout portions of the early evening hours. We'll also see those increase of our rain chances, like I mentioned, tied towards that frontal boundary. Right now a stationary front, but then eventually becoming a cold front, a weak one, but it will make its way to the coastal bend, helping us with our rain chances ahead for us today and leading towards tomorrow as well. Now, along with those heavy rainfall patterns that we're expecting the forecast by this afternoon, along with some thunderstorm activity, that's going to lead towards our level 1 out of 4, so that marginal risk for excessive rainfall coming in to the area as well today. Right now, taking a look at Doppler radar, we can see things are fairly dry across the area, not much of any rainfall activity happening right now. That is to come, though, as we head towards the afternoon, like I mentioned here. So we can see it's going to be tied towards this frontal boundary that's going to be approaching the northern portions of Texas nearby Dallas. So So it's going to trigger some rainfall activity for us later on this afternoon around 1 o'clock, and that's going to continue into your 3 o'clock hour. So a lot of portions of the coastal bend could be in on these scattered showers and maybe some thunderstorms that will pass on through and then decrease as we head towards the late hours tonight into your early Friday morning. But around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, we could see an increase of our rainfall activity coming back throughout coastal portions of coastal bend, and then a bit of a repeat ahead for us tomorrow afternoon with more numerous showers and thunderstorms that will be possible that could bubble on in during courses of the afternoon. Now looking at our rain chances today, though, like I mentioned, really starting around lunchtime and then increasing thereafter with some more scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms that will be possible for inland and northern neighborhoods here in the coastal bend. Then all of us will start to see a drop off of that rainfall activity, only becoming stray at best as we head towards the late nighttime hours into the overnight onto your Friday morning. So looking at, again, our marginal risk for excessive rainfall, it's going to be mostly impacting all across South Texas and here in the coastal bend, expecting that, again, with those heavy periods of rain and thunderstorms that will be potentially pushing their way throughout the afternoon, heading towards the early evening. Looking at our forecast overall today, like I mentioned, still going to be reaching towards those mid to upper 90s, expecting a high temperature of 97 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Again, before we have that shower activity, we will be looking at mostly sunny skies. As those showers begin to approach our neighborhoods, though, that's when we'll start to see a little bit more active cloud cover, and then eventually, of course, rainfall and thunderstorms that will be starting to bubble their way on in. But even beyond today, heading towards tomorrow and even towards your weekend, still looking at pretty promising rain chances ahead for us that could even last to the early part of next week. Again, all this is going to be tied towards that frontal boundary. A lot of moisture starting to push its way into the coastal bend, and the help of that afternoon sea breeze. All that's going to be tied towards our daily rain chances that will be sticking around the forecast potentially beyond this upcoming weekend. And also related towards that frontal boundary, we can see a small dip back in our temperatures going below average into those lower 90s.
The Trump administration wants you to have more opportunities to grow your 401k. There are risks involved with these new options, but as they say, high risk could lead to high reward. I'll explain coming up.
Welcome back, folks. A West Side business is facing a major setback after their new food truck caught fire. Candy Andy is a treat shop that has gained popularity on social media. It's gotten so popular, owner Drew Munoz was trying to expand his business through his new food truck, but less than 2 weeks after he got it, a fire broke out and he had to close down. Now he's doing everything he can to reset.
We were up the last couple days, 7 a.m., stayed up late.
Now, despite these challenges, Munoz says all of the community support keeps him going. We reached out to fire officials who believe the fire may have come from the stove. It was ruled out for arson. The owner hopes to get back up and running by the end of the week.
Well, President Trump signed an executive order that allows employees to choose alternative investments in their 401k retirement savings. Scripps News Group's Holly Furfer explains what that means for you.
More than 70 million Americans contribute to their employers' 401k plans to save money for retirement. And with the Trump administration's proposed new changes, there may be more places for you to grow that cash. But they come with a warning. If you take advantage of your company's 401k retirement plan, you'll notice your money is most likely invested in a mix of stocks and bonds. However, a controversial Trump administration policy change hopes to expand those options, allowing retirement savings to be invested in private equity firms, which might include less liquid and more volatile assets like real estate or cryptocurrency.
The asset classes do have higher rate of returns, so that's a good thing. It allows you to diversify your portfolio even more, which is a good thing. But there are risks involved.
When it comes to personal finance, Chip Lupo writes about it for a living.
The volatility is much higher, and you could stand to lose a lot more in a short amount of time.
Those are the risks that have steered away many plan managers up to this point.
It's harder to see or to know what something's really worth.
Chris Noble is with a nonprofit watchdog group and sees drawbacks with private equity firms.
These funds are able to do their internal rate of return in different ways without sort of eyes on, how are they conducting the evaluation, eyes on the underlying portfolio assets, stuff that's, a lot easier to see and, disclosed when it comes to public companies.
A federal law called ERISA requires employers to act in the best fiduciary interest of their employees. And Noble says adding these uncertain assets may put them at financial risk.
When it's hard to measure the performance of certain investments, it's hard to measure, should I be paying this much in fees, for this investment management? You just are not able to get as much insight.
But that doesn't mean everyone should stay away. These types of investments can produce a much higher rate of return.
If you have a decade or two to be able to withstand in the ebbs and flows, you should probably put maybe a very small percentage, maybe 1 or 2% into some of those alternatives if you fully understand them.
Holly Furfer, Scripps News Group, Atlanta.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Thursday. Here's a quick update on your weather forecast getting you out the door here. Things will be very similar to yesterday, except for our rainfall will be a bit more active throughout the afternoon and heading towards this early evening. But right now this morning, things will be pretty dry for us across the coastal bend. By the time we reach sunrise, we'll be looking at mostly sunny skies throughout most of the morning and heading towards the early part of this afternoon. Then that rainfall is going to happen throughout some neighborhoods and communities across the coastal bend, beginning around lunchtime, lasting throughout the afternoon, and then continue to the early part of our evening. Some of our coastal neighborhoods may get in on that rain action maybe a little bit later on in the day compared to some neighborhoods that may see it sooner. Again, potentially around lunchtime, around 1 o'clock in the morning, especially for more inland and northern neighborhoods, maybe having a better opportunity at that more active rainfall and thunderstorm action over the course of our afternoon before all of us will start to see a decrease in that heading towards this evening into tonight, and that will carry on over with stray showers at the very best as we head towards the overnight into early Friday morning. But beyond that, looking at your 7-day forecast, rain chances will continue to look promising heading towards tomorrow and your Friday and for the start of your weekend, all tied towards a frontal boundary that's going to be a weak cold front that's going to get kind of close to us here in the coastal bend, not only providing some better rain chances, but also small decrease in our temperatures into those lower 90s.
From Chris 6, this is 20 minutes of non-stop news.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. We'll check in with meteorologist Julia Quady in just a bit. But first, the Texas House passed a Republican-led redistricting bill that could give the GOP as many as 5 new U.S. House seats. The move follows a 2-week standoff when Democrats left the state to block the measure. They blasted the bill as gerrymandering power grab that weakens non-white voters' influence. But Republicans argue the new map strengthened their political chances. The bill now heads to the Senate, and once approved by the Senate, Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign it into law.
Now, here's what the maps could look like here in the coastal bend. Remember, it still needs to be approved by the Senate again. District 27 would include the northeastern part of Nueces County and most of Aransas County. District 15 would include Brooks, Jim Wells, San Patricio, B. Refugio County, and the far western portion of Aransas.
District 34 would include Kennedy, Clayburgh, and the western half of Nueces County, and Jim Hogg, Duval, and Live Oak would all be part of District 28.
A new federal policy has made its way to Corpus Christi. I'm Michaela Chavez on the south side with a look at what services are changing and how it's impacting people who primarily speak another language. According to the 2020 U.S. Census, more than 60% of Corpus Christi's population is Hispanic. About half of that number speaks a language other than English at home. That includes Melanie Sandoval, who used to work at a leasing office. She says being bilingual often made her a bridge for others.
If they came into the office and I knew that they were struggling to complete a sentence, I would just gladly translate for them.
She says she sees firsthand the difference translation can make.
We've navigated situations where I've had to interpret for medical staff as a child.
Prior to the English-only push, the housing department provided resources in more than 200 languages. The goal was to help people with limited English better access affordable government services. Sandoval says the change could be harmful for families just starting out.
Our American dream isn't to learn English and only speak English. Our American dream is to live a safe and comfortable life, because in other places we may not have it.
HUD officials say the new policy could save taxpayer dollars, but critics of the new policy say it can also make it harder for people to find the resources that they need.
You're looking for an apartment, you're looking for a home. How are you going to do it if you don't understand the language?
The Department of Housing and Urban Development followed the Justice Department's guidance issued last month to all federal agencies on how to carry out Trump's executive order.
Language is not a political debate. It is a skill, especially if you're in the service industry, like the government, which is a service that we use.
HUD says the policy is meant to unite the country under one language while continuing to support vulnerable Americans.
For an organization that claims that they want to help, this isn't something that's helpful. This is actually something that's taking away resources from the community and excluding an entire community for the language that they speak. And that, in my book, is discrimination.
Now the Housing and Urban Development Department will continue to maintain its services for those with vision or hearing impairment. On the South Side, I'm your Sunrise reporter, Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 Sunrise.
They didn't want the theater to fall into ruin because of its historic significance.
That was the driving force for many in Beeville, including Mark Parsons. In October of last year, the city council approved $175,000 towards the renovation efforts. Months later, I headed to Beeville to meet up with Parsons and see the renovations up close for myself. Originally, the hope was for a 2025 completion, but some of the larger projects within the theater have caused some setbacks. Despite some minor delays, Parsons says they're optimistic for completion right in time for the new year.
Renovation staff are looking for volunteers to assist with cleanup of the theater on Saturday. To learn more, click onto our website at christv.com. Reporting in Beeville, I'm your neighborhood news reporter Adam Beam for Chris 6 News.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Thursday. We are one step closer towards that upcoming weekend, and along with that, we got an increase in our rain chances beginning today. That's going to lead towards tomorrow, and perhaps as we look ahead towards your weekend as well. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at your forecast today here at a glance. We'll be expecting some sunny skies throughout this morning and heading towards this afternoon, but with the increase of that shower activity beginning early this afternoon and continuing into the early evening hours, that's going to contribute to more cloud cover as those showers begin to approach our area. Either way, we will still see our temperatures reaching into those mid to upper 90s. Also, along with those increases of our rain chances, that's going to be tied towards a frontal boundary that's going to be approaching us here in the coastal bend. It's going to be a weak cold front, not going to push its way completely through our area, but making it close enough to have our increase in our rain chances today and head for us tomorrow. But with our increase of our rain chances today, that's also going to be tied towards our excessive rainfall risk. That's going to be in that marginal zone. So it's going to be at level 1 out of 4 for excessive rainfall coming in with those heavy downpours and thunderstorms that will be possible, providing some, again, heavy rainfall across some neighborhoods here in the coastal bend. So we can see that right now, taking a look at Future Tracker. Again, this is all going to be attributed towards that frontal boundary that's going to be approaching us close by here in the coastal bend, mostly reaching nearby the Dallas area. But either way, it's still affecting some heavy rainfall and thunderstorm activity that we can expect throughout this afternoon and heading towards the early evening hours. All that shower activity really starting to wrap up, though, as we get a little bit closer towards the 9 and 10 o'clock hour, and then head for us tomorrow. Going to have a bit of a repeat of that same situation as that front continues to make its slow path down further south. Now, again, we'll see a bit more shower activity for coastal neighborhoods early tomorrow morning, and then across more inland and northern neighborhoods as we approach the afternoon on your Friday. But looking at our rain chances ahead for us today, like I mentioned, looking at widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially for inland and northern neighborhoods this afternoon. But all of us will see a decrease of that rainfall activity heading towards late tonight into the overnight on your Friday, only looking at stray showers at best during that time frame there. By the way, with those heavy periods of rain and thunderstorms expected during the course of our afternoon, that's why we are going to be under that level 1 out of 4, that marginal risk of excessive rainfall in the forecast for us today. But again, like I mentioned, either way, we'll still see our temperatures reaching into those mid to upper 90s, expecting a high temperature of 97 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Again, starting off sunny this morning, increase of cloud cover coming in as those showers start to rumble their way on through some neighborhoods by this afternoon. But even ahead for us, we'll still be looking at pretty decent rain chances tomorrow and ahead for us this weekend, and potentially even for the early part of next week. All this is going to be tied again toward the same frontal boundary, that afternoon sea breeze coming in from the southeast, and also with a lot of moisture that's still continuing to build here in the coastal bend that's set to last over our weekend heading into next week. So that's why we'll still be having a continuation and persistence of those daily rain chances sticking around in the forecast here, but also tied towards that frontal boundary. We'll see a small dip in our temperatures, dialing back a bit to below average conditions into those lower 90s this weekend.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
A federal judge has ruled that several Texas schools do not need to comply with the new state law requiring the 10 Commandments to be displayed in a classroom. The decision comes less than 2 weeks before the new law is set to take effect. The measure signed by Governor Greg Abbott requires schools to post large copies of one specific English version of the commandments. Families of various faiths sued, arguing the law violates the First Amendment. The judge agreed, saying that it actually favors Christianity over other religions. Attorney General Ken Paxton made a statement following the ruling, stating that he will, quote, be appealing this flawed decision, end quote.
A parole hearing is scheduled today for the Menendez brothers in Los Angeles. The brothers have been in prison for nearly 30 years after being convicted of murdering their parents in 1996. They were sentenced to life in prison and were 18 and 21 at the time. The brothers became eligible for parole in May after a judge reduced their sentence, and the case recaptured the public's attention after a documentary was released last year.
President Donald Trump is called on top policy maker at the Federal Reserve to resign. This comes after one of Trump's allies alleged Fed Governor Lisa Cook committed mortgage fraud. In a letter from August 15th, the Federal Housing Finance Agency director urged the Justice Department to investigate Cook. On Wednesday, Trump referenced those allegations on his social media platform. He wrote that, quote, Cook must resign now. Cook has said that she will not be pushed out of the Federal Reserve.
Here in your neighborhood, Corpus Christi police are investigating a shooting that happened on the west side. It happened Wednesday evening just before 6 on Air Street. CCPD is not sure what led up to the shooting, but they did tell us one person was taken into custody. 2 people were injured. They were taken to the hospital, and they're expected to be okay.
Nueces County is now under a burn ban, folks. The ban will be in effect for 90 days unless rescinded by the county judge. It prohibits all outdoor burning, including beach fires. I hope you got those beach bonfires in your system. Household trash burning is allowed, but only if trash pickup is not available. Violators could be fined up to $500.
The Bay Jam in Concert and Cinema Series will have its final concert for the 2025 summer tonight at Cole Park Amphitheater. Live music starts at 7:30 and runs until 10:30, so make sure you bring your lawn chairs and blankets to enjoy the music.
Hey there, good morning, happy Thursday. Here's a look at your traffic flow here so we can see what you expect on those roadways for the start of your Thursday morning commute. Heading on the JFK Causeway going to and from the island, you're looking at pretty easy and smooth driving conditions with no traffic issues in sight here on our traffic flow map. Moving on over towards Flower Bluff, you can see a bit of a mixture of medium speed heading both in directions there on Waldron Road, so just make sure you're prepared for that. Heading on Flower Bluff Drive though, you're going to be in for those same easy driving conditions that we just saw heading on the JFK Causeway, and looking a little bit closer towards the gate at NES Corpus Christi, both approaching and leaving that area. You'll also be encountering a bit of a medium speed throughout that area as well. Getting a little bit closer now towards our look here towards downtown. Ocean Drive down to SPID and on Saratoga. All 3 of those roadways are moving well for you this morning. Of course, all those shades, I should say, green indicating that you got easy flowing traffic flow throughout most of our roadways here in the Coastal Bend for the start of your Thursday morning commute. More details in your forecast coming up in the next few minutes.
So it's been a bumpy summer for the travel industry. Economic headlines and uneasiness led many Americans to pull back. But Labor Day weekend may offer opportunities for last-minute getaways that don't break the bank. Karen Caifa has the details from Washington.
Labor Day weekend is next week and likely won't bring the blockbuster holiday travel of Memorial Day or July 4th.
A lot of kids and families are going back to school, so there's going to be less people traveling in general.
AAA says their data for the Labor Day weekend, August 28th through September 1st, shows gas prices staying steady. Average hotel rates 11% lower than in 2024, and domestic airfares 6% lower. Consumers looking for a last-minute deal won't be alone. With economic uneasiness over tariffs and a softening labor market, Katie Nastro of travel website Going says hesitant households have made last-minute booking a theme of this summer.
A lot of travelers this summer sort of waited and waited to decide if they were going to actually spend on a summer trip. So what we saw over the summer is a lot of last minute or close-in bookings for summer travel.
But the uncertainty has also prompted airlines to pare schedules from where they were during the post-pandemic travel boom.
There has been hesitancy, and so with that, earlier in the year, airlines did actually adjust schedules. See, we're actually not seeing as we're not seeing as robust schedules as we had seen in previous years coming out of the pandemic.
And fewer seats can mean higher airfares. The July Consumer Price Index showed airfares creeping up, an increase of 4% between June and July. Travel experts warn they could climb higher after a September and October low.
So, Chris 6 News is teamed up with Gulf Coast Humane Society for the Clear the Shelter initiative. That's our favorite segment.
Yeah, we've been doing it all month, too. We've featured some of the pets that you can bring home. And this morning, we want you to meet Marge Simpson. Now, Marge is a 4-year-old domestic shorthair. Marge is looking for a friend to start her new chapter in life, though. She's learning that people can be kind. Marge is a little shy and loves her independence, but she is warming up to human affection. If you would like to meet Marge, head on over to the Gulf Coast Humane Society today.
Well, it still may be summer, but Dunkin' is already thinking ahead to the fall. That's right, Dunkin's fall menus are here, and they include some fan favorites, as well as a couple of new items. There's the Mixed Berry Daydream Refresher, which is another collaboration with Sabrina Carpenter. There's also the new Cereal and Milk Lattes. It combines espresso with cereal milk to create a marshmallowy, cereal-y flavor. That's my favorite right there. I got to try that out. Of course, you can't have fall without all things pumpkin. And there's new iced pumpkin low 4. You can try the fan favorite pumpkin donuts and munchkins. Yum! That sounds good. That cereal one sounds delicious as well. We were, doom scrolling off of TikTok, and Michelle found a awesome recipe for a Ninja Creamy inspired Fruity Pebbles type ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
So good.
They
Anyway.
get so creative with all of these flavors, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been to Dunkin' too, so I really want to try that
I was
out.
going to say, I don't think I've ever had any of the Dunkin' drinks before. Not a refresher, a coffee. I'm usually a Starbucks girl.
Time to go out for coffee today. It's a perfect Dunkin' day.
We got a long day ahead of us today, so it might be a coffee day.
So will we need hot coffee or cold coffee?
It depends on what you like. I'm in the mood. I start really contemplating about Starbucks right now. I think I'm in for more of an iced coffee today. Yeah. But
is the weather kind of going along with it though?
Well, you know what? Do you usually pair cold or hot drink with showers? What do you pair? What's usually the pair?
I do a hot drink.
That's a hot drink. Yeah.
Okay, so then yes, it calls for that. We do have showers in the forecast for us today, especially ramping up, increasing as we head towards the afternoon and throughout the early evening hours. Starting off today on our Friday, though, Friday, wishful thinking, Thursday rather, we'll be looking at a dry start for us here in the forecast. Not any rain action happening just quite yet. So we'll see sunshine continue throughout the early morning, heading to the afternoon before cloud cover will start to increase along with that shower activity that will begin a little bit after lunchtime and again continuing as we head towards the evening. Either way, we'll still see our temperatures reaching towards those mid to upper 90s. And again, going back towards our increasing rain chances ahead for us today, that is going to be tied towards that frontal boundary that is going to approach us here in the coastal bend, giving us those better rain chances ahead for us today and for the next upcoming days. And again, with our rain chances today, that's going to be also related towards an increase of our excessive rainfall for us in the forecast. We're going to see that level 1 out of 4 across most of South Texas for excessive rainfall risk in the forecast today. But let's go ahead and see what that means for your dog walking forecast. But first, introducing our stars, plural, for today. We got Harper and Tootie here all snuggled up, and I think they had the right idea, maybe having that along with the warm drink ahead for as those showers start to make their way into the coastal bend later on, heading for this afternoon and towards this early evening. But throughout all this morning, got nice comfortable conditions for that dog walk. Temperatures only reaching towards those lower 80s around 9 o'clock this morning, upper 80s by 10 and lower 90s by 11, all under mostly sunny skies. Only going to start to see an increase in that cloud cover as we approach that lunchtime hour. But again, that's going to be tied towards our increase of rain chances beginning shortly after lunchtime, especially for more inland and northern neighborhoods. Looking at those particular areas in the coastal bend, potentially looking at more of scattered, even numerous showers and thunderstorms that will be passing through your areas later on today. For coastal neighborhoods, we'll see our own fair share of mixed shower activity, maybe in a bit more isolated fashion, but most neighborhoods hopefully getting in on our rain action today before things will start to decrease as we head towards later on this evening. Into the overnight, rain chances at that point will be only stray at best. Now, looking at what else we can expect our forecast today, like I mentioned, still reaching into those mid to upper 90s for our forecast high temperature. Afternoon showers that will lead towards this evening. Those will come around a little bit after lunchtime. And like I mentioned too, that's all going to be tied towards this frontal boundary that's right now stationary January that will continue to make its track on further south as a cold front, and then it's going to lead towards an increase in our rain chances today and ahead for us tomorrow. But there's a couple other factors that's going to help us out with our rain chances. Not only that frontal boundary, but plenty of full moisture that's going to be in our place all across the coastal bend today and leading towards this upcoming weekend, and that's going to be tied towards our daily rain chances. They'll still be sticking around the forecast for us beyond today, heading towards this upcoming weekend and potentially even for the early part of next week. Now, another site of good news, I think, for some folks too, is that we'll see a small decrease in our temperatures, also association with that cold front that's again not pushing through the coastal bed, but is going to be close enough, giving us those nice rain chances and a slight cooler below average temperatures into those lower 90s.
You know, we've got so many questions each and every time we go on Facebook. When's that cold front coming?
It's a little early. We're still in summertime.
Well, hey, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. We will see you later on. Have a great rest of your day, though.
Bye. Have a good one.